Hey everyone, Greta here. Today we'll be talking about how to get into tripod or the teddy bear from Bakasana crow pose. Now this is actually a transition that I should have done a long time ago, but I thought I had, but I actually have not. So here it is. So this one we will be targeting from crow to tripod, and the next episode will be from tripod back to crow. Now of course, since this is a transition, it'll be great if you are familiar with both ends, the crow and also the teddy bear or the tripod. And I have listed the tutorials for the individual poses in the description below, so feel free to click onto them for a more detailed explanation. And for this one, this is actually quite fun. The two poses from crow to teddy bear, they are actually very similar except for the head position. So it's more accessible that way rather than a lot of the other transitions where the two shapes are very, very different. So before we actually get into the actual transition, we are going to do something as a warm-up. We will be doing a pike push-up on our knees as a warm-up. So this is really, really helpful. What we are going to do is start from tabletop. Okay. And then just be mindful that when you're in tabletop, you want to feel the arms pushing the floor away, and you want to hollow the chest and then put the knees underneath your hips. Now, once you're here, you want to lean the body weight forward, keeping the elbows straight and also the shoulders away from the ears. Till you cannot go anymore, then you are going to bend the elbows while maintaining that broadness in the upper back, spreading the upper back, and then gently lower the head down to the floor where your hairline is, and that's it. It looks very, very simple. It is very simple, but not easy. A lot of times when people do this, they would collapse into the upper back. They would pull their shoulders up into the ears. So we do not want those to happen, right? Because you don't find them in crow nor teddy bear. So definitely you would not want to have that shape happening in between. So doing it from another angle, from tabletop, okay? Lean forward till you can't go anymore. Shoulders away from the ears, broadening out the upper back, feeling the chest muscles working, elbows bent, and then slowly lower the hairline part down towards the mat. And that's it. Okay? Don't shrug, don't collapse. Okay. Do a few of these, making sure that you feel all the muscles working for you, okay? Again, no collapsing, everything's broad, everything feels stable. And when you're ready, we are gonna do the actual transition. So why do we want to do that pike push-up variation before we do the transition? It's because it's exactly the same, except your legs are not on the floor, rather your legs are on your triceps. So we're gonna start from crow, okay? Just make sure that you got space in front of you to lower the head down. Okay, start from crow, and I would suggest you to have the knees close to the armpits. And that's because when you lift up from teddy bear, it's an easier lift up. Okay, so start from crow, looking forward, and then slowly lean forward, broadening the upper back, and slowly lower the crown of the head down to the floor. And then once you're here, pull the heels to the butt, and then you lift up into a tuck. So that demonstration that I just did, the knees were really close to the armpits. So when my head is down onto the mat, the lift to a tuck headstand will be much more accessible. Whereas if your knees are very far away, closer to the elbows and to the armpits, once you lower down, the hips are still very low, then it would have, you need a lot more effort in order to lift up. Some people are unsure which part of the head should be down to the floor. So it should be hairline closer to the flattest part of the skull. So make sure that once you're in crow, you want to lean forward before you place the head down to the floor, and not just drop the head down right in front of the hands. Okay, because if you just drop the head right in front of your hands, like so, boom, you can see the elbows, they got no place to go because the shoulders are too close to the ears, they need to splay out. And then once the elbows are out, there's no way you can lift up. Okay, so don't forget the lean. Just like in the pike push-up, don't forget the lean. And have faith in yourself. Okay, you're not gonna face plant, you're not gonna crash land. You're simply going to gently lower the head down to the floor. So another must is the shoulders and the ears, keep that distance. If you are nervous, if you are insecure, uncertain, then the shoulders would pull up and you would feel again that collapse. So as much as, you know, it could be quite intimidating, it could be quite nerve-wracking, take a deep breath and just calm yourself down, because if you feel nervous, you do this. And you don't want this happening in your transition. You want to have a really firm, stable base so that the transition will be very, very smooth. If you want to, you can place a fold-up towel, like a very thin fold-up towel, to make your landing lighter. Okay, but then that's more like a psychological effect. It doesn't really have a real purpose, because you don't want to cushion the landing too much. Because if you cushion the landing too much, meaning the head will be placed on a very wobbly surface, then the entire inversion would feel extremely unstable. So yeah, have a try and just keep working on those pike push-up tabletop variations for a while, so that you get used to the movement and also gain that strength that you need. So when you're actually doing the transition, everything will be a lot more smoother. That's it for my sharing for today. Hope it's helpful to you. Don't forget to like, share it, and subscribe to my channel. And of course, if you'd like to practice with me, just drop me a message in the message box underneath. And I'll get back to you ASAP, because I do teach online and in person. So see you again soon. Take it easy.